and we recommend and match you up with people at the same event you're attending that you would like to talk to and you would benefit from talking to. For the organizer, we help them manage their events and we help them communicate with their attendees. Now we have a quick demo of our app. So when you first open the app, it will take you to the home page where you're prompted to log in using your social media profiles. If you'd rather not do this, you can sign up using your own email account. After you log into the app, you're taken to a page that shows your, we call them tags, and they're basically your preferences that were pulled from your social media profiles. You can edit those preferences in this tags, or you can add your own tags as well. After you submit the tags and verify your information, you're taken to the newsfeed of the event. Here, we'll show you information provided to you, provided to all the attendees by the organizer of the event, and we'll also show you the personal messages sent to you by other attendees. You can also get information, general information about the event, like the location, the time and day of the event. You can check out the schedule of the event for all the days the event is happening. You can look at the map of the venue that's hosting the event as well. Our most important feature, however, is the networking feature. With the networking feature, we show you the people who you're going to be most interested in talking to that are located in the same event and are attending the same event you are. From this networking page, you can also add the people, add whoever is, you can add other profiles as long as you can add them directly to your contacts as long as they accept your invitation. Now I'm going to leave it up with Jim. He's going to talk about the customer validation and the roaming model.
That's terrible. You can tell we didn't practice that part. All right, let's talk dollars and cents. We're going to start with customer validation real quick. We talked to about 47 people, both attendees and event organizers. And at first we were actually a little discouraged because we talked to some smaller events. In fact, we talked to some people here who really didn't like this idea. And that's not good. But when we talked to some people at some larger events, we found that actually our niche is a little bit different than that. So as you can see, our response was actually 80% positive. Now moving on, let's talk dollars and cents. Our phase one of our revenue model here is the B2B custom apps. And the reason for this is that we are really developing a framework for a mobile app. And doing that, the easiest way to generate your revenue from that framework is to sell it to B2B clients that want it white labeled for their event. So it won't just be the Coconnect app, it's the OTC 2014 app, it's the NapSlow app, the TEDx Houston app. So as we leverage those clients, we then move into phase two. As our framework is honed into a much better quality product that's easier to use, we then offer a subscription model, which allows the users who are with these smaller events that want to do it themselves, or they don't want to give away their proprietary data, or they just don't have the funding for a white label app, to go to our website, sign up, build their app. We will host it, they will push it to the App Store, to the Google Play Store, to the BlackBerry Store, and I don't know if Bruce Hott's here, but just for him, they can also push it to the Windows Store. Then we move into phase three. Now this might actually sound a little familiar from another team, B2C. This is the consumers. We want them to be able to have an app where they can meet each other based not only on their preferences and who they want to meet, but also on their location. Say you're at an airport. You just want somebody to have a burger with during your 3-hour layover, instead of playing Angry Birds. So we pushed this out, and the idea there is that we would generate revenue through targeted advertising to those users, and we would leverage our brand recognition that we already have from our B2B to get all those users that really need it. We actually have 3 verbal commitments, one of which we're not allowed to disclose right now. NapSlow is an event that has over 4,000 attendees. TEDx a little bit smaller, but we already have verbal commitments from both of these organizations. So the value proposition, we're going to target organizers because they're the ones paying for it. And real quick, because I have very little time left, I'm going to switch over to our website, and I'm going to say I want to thank my team because they were absolutely incredible, and this is coming from somebody who has done this once before and had a horrible experience.
So I go to about a half a dozen conferences every year, and there's always an app. I think for the bigger conferences, they'll custom build them. For the smaller ones, they either won't have them, or they'll use some type of commercial off-the-shelf product. Talking about price points between, if I'm putting on a conference, why would I choose you over custom building an app or using something off-the-shelf?
Well, we definitely want to go after the clients that want to custom build an app, and the price point there starts at $5,000 and up. And that's a huge market, actually. There are 348 events in Houston alone that meet our niche market. 573,000 attendees. That's a market of $1.7 million per year. So really, the market's not really saturated yet, and we basically offer a really amazing team at a lower price point.
What were some of the negatives that the people who read the responders talked to you about, and how were you able to overcome?
Most of them really just don't have the budget for it, or they run into the problem with they just don't have the time to deal with it. Organizing an event is incredibly difficult, and we want to make that easier for them. But for a smaller organization, they really just want to leverage things like Meetup and Eventbrite.
I like the idea generally. I think gathering you will go after the event organizers. And how are you planning to do that? Are you going to do boots on the ground type thing, or what's your special game, or how are you going to keep the costs down?
Well, I want to reemphasize that we have 3 customers already, and every single one of those customers brings in thousands of potential customers to their event. And on the loading page of their custom white labeled app, with their permission, it will say, powered by Coconnect. So then we have brand recognition, and then yeah, we're pounding the pavement, building relationships here in Houston, because Houston's a huge convention city, which is phenomenal.
Like Jeff mentioned, there's a lot of people in this space. How are you going to differentiate yourself from the competitors already there?
There are way too many people in this space. I'm not even kidding. We found there's Expo, but they target events that are smaller than 1,000 people. There is Bizzabo, but Bizzabo is a one app that you download, and it's really just designed to integrate with Meetup, and it's just sort of, it adds to those features that Meetup already provides. The big one is Double Dutch, which actually just raised $10 million, which I find encouraging because it means that this is actually a good idea. But in order to set ourselves apart for that, we need to focus on the lower price point, and we need to get the Houston market immediately before they get here from San Francisco.
If I can add to that, the networking feature of the app is also very differentiating when it comes down to other apps. Because other apps, you're attending an event and they give you a list of 1,000 people at that event. You can search through the people and try to find the ones that are pertinent to you. But with this app, we actually recommend you the top 5, top 10 people that you should talk to. Because using past data, we know that those keywords match, those references match, and that helps us give more value to the users and the attendees of the event.
Thank you.